Hey, what's good YouTube? I'm Inferno, back with another devlog on Feature Warfare. In this video, we're going to be creating and implementing some upgrades for the Dreadnought Executioner and the Dreadnought Warmachine. But if you are new here, let me explain what Feature Warfare is. Feature Warfare is a 2D strategy game where you can either play as the Dreadnoughts or Galaxians. Each of these factions have their own unique units and upgrades. At the beginning of each round, the players will be able to select the units they want to use to battle it out. Once the battle phase begins, the units will continue to fight until there's none left. The objective of the game is simple: destroy the enemy player's base before they destroy yours. Alright, let's start by creating some upgrades for the Executioner unit. The first upgrade we'll be taking a look at is the Health Upgrade 1. This upgrade will increase the Executioner's max HP from 600 to 1100. So nearly doubling the Executioner's max HP. This upgrade will come in at a grand cost of 25,000 credits. Okay, we have our next upgrade, which will be the Health Upgrade 2. And this upgrade will only be available in the upgrade shop, or only have a chance to show up in the upgrade shop once the first health upgrade has been purchased. This upgrade will further increase the Executioner's max HP from the 1100 to 2300. This upgrade will come in at a cost of 45,000. Alright, let's keep going. The next upgrade will be the Damage Upgrade 1. This upgrade will increase the Executioner's damage from its base of 125 to 200. This upgrade will come in at a price of 19,000. Okay, next we have the Damage Upgrade 2. And for this upgrade to show up in the upgrade shop, the player must already have the Damage Upgrade 1 for the Executioner. This upgrade will further increase the Executioner's damage from 200 to 333. This upgrade will come in for a total price of 35,000. Cool, we've made it to our final upgrade for the Executioner, Seismic Wave. This upgrade will be a unique upgrade, meaning that it will actually change how the Executioner attacks. 70k will be the cost for this upgrade. Seismic Wave will now allow the Executioner to damage multiple Galaxians at once. More specifically, up to 3 Galaxians can be hit by the Seismic Wave. So the first Galaxian hit will receive the normal base damage from the Executioner. The second Galaxian hit will receive half of the base damage. And lastly, the third Galaxian will receive quarter of the Executioner's base damage. Okay, so that might have not made any sense to you, so I'll give you a simple example. Let's say that the Executioner has a base damage of 20. So, the Galaxian being attacked by the Executioner will receive 20 damage. But on top of that, the Galaxian standing behind will receive 10 damage. And even further back, the last Galaxian being hit by it will receive 5 damage. We will be using 2 box colliders to detect which Galaxians were hit by the Seismic Wave. So the first box will be for the second Galaxian hit, that's receiving half damage. And then the second box collider will be for the third one hit, which will be receiving the quarter damage. Cool, so this is how it looks with just the code and no animation yet. For the animation, I began with just a rough sketch. Before I add any more detail to this animation, I wanted to import the rough sketch and make sure it scales up properly with the box colliders. I began by creating the last frame, which is going to be the frame that's played once all the Galaxians have been hit by the Seismic Wave. The way I decided to illustrate the seismic wave is by having an energy discharge from where the axe made contact with the ground, and from there having these cracks of energy going across the ground. I used the third and final frame as a reference to work back from for the second frame. So I looked at the way that the cracks were formed and tried to follow that. My goal with this was trying to make the animation look believable, as if the energy was cracking across the ground. So here's what we have so far between the 3 frames. I'm pretty satisfied with the way the cracks look, but the impact area kind of falls flat. It just doesn't have a nice flow. Since I wasn't satisfied, I went back and touched up the impact area for each of the 3 frames. Epic, we're finally done with the Seismic Slam animation. I also threw up the old Seismic Slam animation before the changes, and honestly, in my opinion, it's a pretty noticeable difference. And voila, we have our finished Seismic Slam upgrade. Now that we have all the upgrades done for the Executioner, let's move on to the Warmachine. The first upgrade we'll be taking a look at is going to be the Health Upgrade 1. This upgrade will increase the Warmachine's max HP from 1000 to 2200. That is one beefy boy. This upgrade will cost a hefty 85,000 credits. And next we have the Health Upgrade 2. This health upgrade will be a big one, increasing the Warmachine's max HP from 2,200 to 5,555. My god. The cost of this upgrade is going to come in at a grand total of 180,000 credits. Alright, let's move on to the damage upgrade 1 for the Warmachine. Since the Warmachine has 2 modes of attack, it has the Gatling laser gun and the missile attack, this damage upgrade will actually increase the damage of both of those. So the Gatling laser's damage will increase from 10 to 14, and the missile damage will be increased from 80 to 130. This upgrade will come in at 75,000 credits. Next up, I'm sure you've guessed it by now, we have the damage upgrade 2. I took a different approach in creating this graphic. I solely focused on the shading of it before I even added any color. This upgrade will further increase the Warmachine's damage from the 14 for the Gatling laser to 23, and the Warmachine's missile damage of 130 to 220. Now that's a lot of damage. This upgrade comes out to 160,000 credits. It's time for the unique upgrade. The unique upgrade will be called Nova Missile. First, I begin by creating a new border for this upgrade, because this upgrade is going to be a new rarity that hasn't been seen before. Later in the video, I will explain each of the rarities in more detail. This unique upgrade, just like the Seismic Slam, will change the Warmachine's attack. More specifically, the missile will leave behind a pool of magma once it makes contact with the Galaxian. And any Galaxian standing on top of this pool of magma will receive damage over time. To illustrate this upgrade, I just imported the missile sprite crashing down into the pool of magma that will be left behind from this upgrade. I'm just going to reuse the impact crater from the upgrade sprite as the Nova Missile impact in-game. We're just going to set a simple timer of 6 seconds for the magma crater to disappear. And we will also apply 10 damage every half second that a Galaxian is standing within the magma. There we go! That's going to do it for the Nova Missile upgrade. To end the video off, I want to do an overview of the rarities or tiers for the upgrades. I created these tiers to indicate to the player generally how powerful the upgrade will be. At our bottom tier we have the common. Next up we have the green tier, uncommon. And our third tier is rare. Moving on up, we have the purple tier of epic. And even further up, we have the yellow gold tier, legendary. And lastly, our most rarest and powerful tier is godly.